My name is Jessie Paris-Smith. This is OCD Awareness Week now, and something that I really want to push for during this week is that we work together to dispel the myths and misinformation around OCD, because there really are a lot of myths and it's a highly misunderstood disorder, and so it's really important to me to work hard to talk with people, to educate, and to work together around making sure that we pass around the right information and the true information, and that people are acting with compassion and understanding around this completely debilitating and intense experience that people have around OCD. So one of the things that I wanted to touch on was that OCD can be just one of the loneliest feelings in the world, one of the scariest and loneliest feelings ever, and it affects people of all ages. It affects little children and adolescents, teens, adults. It can come on into your life at all different times, and it can be something that is quite easily hidden. The obsessions that you have in your mind can be very private. You don't need to share them with anyone, but they're really intense and really scary and overwhelming. And then the compulsions that you act out, they can also sometimes be something that's easily hidden, easily kept to yourself. And a lot of people live years and years with OCD, and no one around them knows. They don't have support from family, from friends, from experts or therapists, because no one knows that they're suffering and they don't tell anyone. And sometimes that's happening because the person who is suffering doesn't actually know what's happening to them, and all they know is that the obsessions and the compulsions are so strong and so intense that they have to listen to them and they have to act on them, and that they don't have a choice. They don't want to. They would rather not. It's really scary, it's lonely, it's overwhelming, but all they know is that they have to follow through with them because that's how it feels. It's not something that feels good or nice or fun or all these misconceptions around it, like it helps you in any way. It's really overwhelming and really lonely. And when you go through years of your life without even knowing what's happening to you, that can feel very strange, and you can just feel like you are different from everyone else and no one around you understands. And then if you finally do get a diagnosis or you learn about it, it still is very lonely because you're still going through this experience by yourself. And in order to get help from others, from support from specialists and people who are also suffering, and foundations like the IOCDF, in order to get the support that you need, in order to make real changes, and in order to move through OCD, it really needs to come from you. The person who is suffering needs to be the one who does the work in order to help themselves out of it. And so even though that is very powerful, and it is also something that can feel very lonely at times also. So I'm hoping that the general public during OCD Awareness Week can learn about these myths and this misinformation that's become so culturally accepted, but is really quite oppressive, and it's hurtful, really, to those who are suffering, because it's so far from reality and so far from the truth, and it's just been adopted and accepted into the common language and understanding around this disorder, but it doesn't actually reflect what a real, flesh and blood person is going through. So please, during OCD week, try to learn from actual people who are suffering, who are going through this, and also do some research around what it really is. What are obsessions? What are compulsions? What do those words even mean? Because I think that if someone doesn't know or has an idea in their head already about what it is, they'll be really surprised when they actually learn about it. So, yeah, sending out so much support to everyone who is out there, and happy OCD Awareness Week, and let's all work together to dispel myths and misinformation and just act with love and compassion and support and understanding. Thank you.